Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to DiscussionVerse. So Black Phone 2 is officially out in theaters today, but I managed to catch an early premiere last night. And honestly, I was blown away, as this felt like one of those rare sequels that actually earns its place. It builds naturally off the first film and expands the world, but manages to keep that same eerie atmospheric tone that made the first film so unsettling. Before I jump into the full breakdown, this is your friendly reminder to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Your guys' support means everything, and it really helps to keep this channel growing. Oh, and of course, full spoiler warning from here on out. If you haven't seen Black Phone 2 yet, go experience it fresh, then come back for this breakdown because there's a lot to unpack. With that out of the way, let's get right into this. So, Black Phone 2 picks up with Finn and Gwen, the brother-sister duo we came to care about in the first movie, but this time I'd say it's more about Gwen's story, as Finn's still a central character, but he's wrestling with deep trauma, such as seeing flashes of the grabber, hearing nearby payphones ring even if they're broken and disconnected, while Gwen is the one drawn into a new mystery through her visions and dreams. Her dreams start connecting her to an unknown girl, warning her about 3 murdered boys from a summer camp nearby. The details she gains from the visions include disturbing imagery and how they were killed in gruesome ways, with their disappearances/murders ultimately unsolved. All of it leads back to something much bigger than they all realize. The visions then turn personal when Gwen discovers that her mother once worked at the same camp and was there when those boys were killed. That's where the film starts layering its supernatural and emotional thread, as Gwen begins to piece together the girl from her visions that she speaks to is in fact her mother. Through the dreams, Gwen starts receiving messages regarding the 3 murdered boys, with them carving out initials in the ice with WBH, which eventually connect to the name William Bill Hickok, or as we know him, the grabber. The story goes on to reveal that these camp murders were actually his first kills. His first kills are remarkably brutal, chaotic, and bloodily messy. Those boys' spirits become trapped because their bodies were never found, and that now gives the grabber newfound power as an undead spirit. And it's interesting how the grabber's presence continues to linger, as it's not a Freddy Krueger style demon, but something far more unsettling. He's still the grabber, but he's stripped of a physical body, though we learn how he came to understand where he is and gained back his memories after Finn had killed him. He has abilities and is still a threat to both Gwen and Finn. We learn that he remembers everything, including killing his own brother, his connection to Finn, and he blames them both for making him do it. He taunts Finn by letting him know that his revenge is simple. He's targeting his sister Gwen and he plans to kill her. The tension here is absolutely incredible because the film makes it very clear. The grabber can hurt people from this realm. His spirit world bleeds into the real one, and the way that plays out visually is pure nightmare fuel. Through these visions, Gwen is able to uncover what really happened to her and Finn's mom. She wasn't mentally unstable as we were led to believe from the first film with the Black Phone. We know that she had the gift just like Gwen, but we didn't know that years earlier she also had a vision about a kidnapped boy, followed the clues right to the grabber's basement in his home. But before she could escape and let anybody know, he caught her, killed her, and staged it as a full-on suicide. This completely reframes everything from the first movie, from their father's grief, Gwen's gift, and of course Finn's survival. All of that tracing back to the grabber. It's chilling the way he tells Gwen he is showing her this as a gift. It's twisted evil but surprisingly emotional, which also works really well in adding a whole new layer to the grabber himself. As the film progresses, Finn and Gwen eventually team up with new characters from the Alpine Lake camp. This includes Supervisor Armando, played by Damian Bichir, who's fantastic here, as well as his niece Mustang and Ernesto, who's actually Robin's younger brother. This name should sound familiar, as Robin was seen in the first film with the Black Phone, as he teamed up with Finn and taught him to defend himself from local bullies in the school. But unfortunately, Robin ended up becoming victim to the grabber. It's also pretty neat as the same actor Miguel Mora, and it was interesting to see how he played his younger brother differently than how he played Robin in the Black Phone. Together, they then confront the grabber's ghost in this eerie half-dream, half-reality world. It's very creative, tense, and genuinely terrifying. Gwen ultimately turns the tables on the grabber and begins to free the trapped spirits of the 3 murdered boys. They then help Finn by grabbing hold of the grabber's leg as Finn locates his spectral body, then begins to literally smash the grabber's face into the ice before the boy's spirits drag his body beneath the frozen lake, presumably trapping the grabber's spirit under the ice and in the frozen hell forever. Though it is interesting to note that before he's pulled under for good, he grabs his mask and puts it back on his face, much like his worry of his mask coming off when Finn was attacking him and beginning to deal the final blows in killing him. It's a haunting final image that also implies that he's possibly not trapped forever. Though after all the chaos, Gwen and Finn finally find peace, with the boys' families getting closure and their spirits being freed. And just as they're leaving, the phone in the camp rings again, but this time only Gwen is able to hear it. At Finn's urging, Gwen Gwen finally answers the phone, which then leads Gwen to hearing her mother for one last time and for one final goodbye. Her mother begins to thank them and tells Gwen how proud she is for using her abilities and freeing those boys' spirits, and she also lets her know to tell Finn that Robin is okay before letting her know that she too is okay and will always be with both her and her brother. It's very heartfelt and powerful and leaves you sitting there with tears in your eyes after you just had chills sent down your spine. And let me tell you, that ending hits really hard and it perfectly balanced horror and heart. What makes Black Phone 2 so good is just how contained and deliberate it feels. It doesn't over explain the supernatural stuff and it doesn't make the grabber unkillable, while it also does not retcon the first film. It just builds on it naturally. Ethan Hawke continues to nail the complexity of the grabber, even as a ghost, spirit, whatever you want to call him. And Madeline McGraw absolutely owns this movie as Gwen. Gwen's strength, fear, and emotional range are incredibly displayed, while Damien Bichir was a standout addition as well, bringing depth and warmth to the world around these kids. The film achieved a constant sense of dread and intense atmosphere, with the highlight for me being the scenes showing his attacks in that signature grainy old footage with frenetic energy showcasing his brutal ways in killing his first victims. It was very unsettling to witness, but adds to the overall atmosphere. While this feels like a complete part 1 and 2, if this is to become a trilogy, I'd love to see the next film explore the grabber's early life, with maybe a peek at what caused Bill to become what we know him as now with being the grabber, or maybe another story of his killings before the first movie, as this could easily focus on different victims but connected through someone having similar visions just like Gwen and her mother did. Gwen and Finn could cameo, but the grabber would be the thread that ties it all together. Either way, Black Phone 2 is genuinely so great and really surprised me. Nothing about this film on the previous film. In fact, this film really accentuates the first film with the Black Phone, and I feel like a lot of horror sequels should really be taking notes to make better ones themselves. Just saying. That being said, this does wrap up my thoughts on Black Phone 2 and why I think it was eerie, emotional, and incredibly well done. Though of course I'd love to hear from you guys, so be sure to leave a comment down below. And one more friendly reminder for you guys to smash that like button, and of course if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Once again, your guys' support means everything and I can't thank you enough. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.